Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome out to another video on the channel. The last challenge we did was can you beat Pokemon Emerald with only a Bulbasaur. It was probably my favorite challenge to do yet, so y'all should definitely check it out. I took some feedback from the comment section and decided to do a challenge that you guys suggested a lot. So we are here today to see if we can beat Pokemon Shield with only a Scorbunny. If we take a look at Scorbunny's stats, you will notice that he has very high attack and speed, but the rest of his stats are not the best. We will definitely be sticking to mostly physical attacks. Now looking at his moveset, you will see that he has a decent move pool. Nothing too crazy though. We will mainly be sticking to the same moveset for most of the game. Now that we know the stats in the move pool, let's review the rules. First rule is I can only use Scorbunny in battle. The second rule is that I cannot use any glitching or hacking to make it through the game. And rule number 3 is that I cannot use any items in battle. I am allowed though to use held items. Now that we have reviewed the rules, let's hop into the challenge. To start off the challenge, we get to pick Scorbunny for our starter and named it Subscribe. I named it this because it's a lucky nickname and something y'all should definitely do because it would make me very happy since we're so close to hitting 10k. We then instantly battle Hop, who we absolutely annihilate, since we have common sense of how to play Pokemon. Then we run into the Slumbering Weald and meet the legendary of this game, who looks like he has his ear bitten off by Mike Tyson. After we make it out, we get to start making our way down the first route. We beat all the trainers there really easy and make it to the professor's house. Once there, Hop wants to battle again. At level 10, we were just too much for him to handle once again and we destroy him. After this, we hop on the train with Hop and make it to the wild area and grab the leftovers to help us out through the game. We make it to Motorstoke and you already know I need to change up my style a little bit to look a little less bland. Then we get to meet all the gym leaders we're going to destroy later in the challenge. After meeting all of them, Hop wants to battle us a third time all within an hour. Having the leftovers really helped us out through this battle. Without it, we most likely would have lost. After the battle, we head to Route 3 and Scorbunny does absolute work to all the trainers there. We head into the mine, do the same thing through there up until Bead. At level 17, Scorbunny just wasn't doing enough damage to make it through Bead's team. His Gothita also tickled us to lower our attack, which made the battle even worse. I knew I was going to need some more levels before trying this battle again. After grinding up for a bit, I came back at level 22. At this level, we were able to two-shot the Gothita even after getting tickled. His Hatina came in and we were able to avoid getting confused by confusion and 3-shot her with Flame Charge for the win. After the battle, we headed into the first gym. Since this is a grass type gym, I knew this wasn't going to give us much of a challenge. The Gossifleur was able to live 1 Flame Charge as it goes down to the second. The Eldegoss was able to take 1 Max Flare but falls to the second. With that, we earn our first gym badge. Right after, we head to Route 5 and take on some more Team Yell douchebags. We are able to take care of them super easy with Double Kick. We are given a bike as a thank you from a random guy that we don't even know. Right after, Hop wanted to battle once again. His Wooloo doesn't stand a chance as it gets taken out for the first turn with Double Kick. Corvisquire wastes his turns using Leer and falls after being fully healed and living 6 turns. Thwackey came in and falls to 2 Flame Charges and we take the win. I know people love when others get in pain, and let me tell you, I felt so much pain trying to take down Nessa. At level 25, there was no way I was going to beat her. Even on a lucky run where I flinched the Goldeen with Headbutt, I would only have just about half health to take on the Arrokuda, but he would also use Aqua Jet 2 times to take me out. At level 30, I'm able to take out the Goldeen with 2 Headbutts. Same thing goes for the Arrokuda. The problem was I was only at 19 health to take on the Dreadnought. I went for Max Knuckle and did under half to him. He then finished me with 1 Max Geyser. I definitely needed even more levels so I could one-shot him because the second turn he would always outspeed me because of his ability Swift Swim. I still couldn't even do that at level 43. I decided to try something different. I tried Dynamaxing right away on the Golding and instantly felt stupid because I realized Max Knuckle raises my attack each time. So by the time I made it to the Dreadnought, I was able to one-shot him. I think I could probably done this from an earlier level, but it is what it is and we get our second gym badge. Our next person to deal with was Bead, and you could guess how this battle went. I was able to easily one-shot his whole team with Headbutt since we were such a high level. We battled Team Yell later on in the mines and able to take care of them easy with just using Double Kick. After that, we rounded back into Motorstoke and take on Marnie for the first time in the middle of the hotel room. Her team didn't stand much of a chance either, as we botted all of them with Headbutt and Double Kick. After the battle, it was time for the third gym leader. I took care of the Ninetales pretty easy with a couple Headbutts. Next, his Arcanine came in and intimidated me, lowering my attack. I decided to go with the same strategy as the last gym and Dynamax early and go for Max Knuckles to raise my attack. The Arcanine, no joke, takes all 3 Max Knuckles to take it out. But I wasn't too worried since we were +2 in our attack to take on the Centiskorch. We headbutted it and did about half. Scorbunny was high enough level to eat a G-Max Centerferno. We then are able to finish it off the following turn with another Headbutt to give us our third gym badge. We then adventured our way through the dangerous wilderness to make it to Hammerlock. Once there, we are able to spam A through a lot of boring dialogue. But we get to see Sonia in the process, so I'm not too mad about it. Right after, it was time to take on some degenerates. We absolutely body their whole team to make them cry and run home to their mommies. After we just barely make it through the vast dry desert and make it to Stow-on-Side. Once there, Hop wanted to test his new team out to see if he's gotten any better. Well, with our newly added Electro Ball, we made it through his team without even getting scratched. It was now time for my favorite gym puzzle out of any Pokemon game ever. I mean, how could you not like this gym? After finishing the puzzle, Alistair wanted to battle. His first Pokemon is Yamask, who I could only hit with Flame Charge. He easily lives one and then disables it so I cannot attack at all. Because of this, I Dynamax so I could go for Max Flare. After taking it out, Cursula was up next and we take that out with Max Flare. But then comes in Mimikyu, who has Disguise to live a Max Flare. The following turn, I'm Undynamaxed and I still can't go for Flame Charge, so I have to waste a turn going for Electro Ball. Then after that turn, I could use Flame Charge again and finish Mimikyu off in 2 turns. Next was his Gengar, who easily lived a few hits from us. We fall to it after 3 turns. I thought this battle would be very doable if I was a few levels higher. I kept trying this battle over and over. I even reset the battle until the Yamask wouldn't disable my Flame Charge. Then another problem would arise. The Cursula would then sometimes curse me and then I would lose the battle eventually because of it. I basically restarted until I got a run where the Yamask didn't use Disable and then the Cursula didn't use Curse. Instead, it would go for Ancient Power, which did a lot of damage, but that was okay. I make it to the Mimikyu and break its neck, I mean Disguise, and then Dynamax on it to kill and turn the Sunlight harsh. The Gengar comes in and just barely lives a Max Flare and almost kills us. We live and then finish it off the next turn. With that, we get our 4th gym badge. It was time to stop Bede from breaking the law and destroying some type of art? We stop him and his team very easy with Flame Charge and Headbutt from the level we are at. Oh wait, just kidding, the art has been destroyed. Dang it. Maybe next time. We then fly through Glimmer Tingle in a flash. It was now time to take on the 5th gym. Everyone knows how this gym goes, so there isn't much to talk about. If you answer the questions right, you get so many stat boosts and makes it almost impossible to even lose this battle. Especially when Scorbunny resists all fairy attacks. This gym was a piece of cake as we ironically take down a giant cake. With this, we get our 5th gym badge. We head back to Hammerlock with Opal and then she gets a little frisky with Bede. Right after that, it was time to take on Hop. I feel like I would say this way too much. Usually this battle gives me trouble, but because of Scorbunny's speed and access to double kick, I'm able to make it through his team pretty easy. The only thing that could stop me from losing this battle was to get paralyzed by the Snorlax's body slam, but we didn't and we end up beating him once again. After flying through Route 8, we make it to Sirchester and head straight into the gym. You think after beating this game about 10 times, I would have this puzzle down by now, but I don't as I fall many times. I was also kind of scared to battle this gym since Melanie has a Lapras, but I wanted to try from this level I was at anyways. At level 58, I was able to fly through all our Ice-type Pokemon up until the Lapras. I went for a Max Lightning and didn't do that much damage as it takes me out with 1 Max Geyser. I decided to train a couple levels and try again. I also changed up my strategy a bit. Once I made it to the Ice Cube, I broke its Ice Head and Dynamaxed and then went for Max Knuckle to boost my attack before the Lapras came in. The Lapras then came in and Max Knuckle did just over half. But this time I had enough health to take a Max Geyser from her and then take it out the following turn with another Max Knuckle. With that, we take out another gym leader to get our 6th gym badge. Right after we get out of the gym, we get the pleasure of battling Hop for the 100th time. I basically ran through his whole team up to the Corviknight. I get to it with a little more than half my health, but it lives a Flame Charge and then take me down to red with a Drill Peck. The Hail then hurt me and almost takes me out. At this point, I know I have to finish it off the next turn and pray that I don't get hit again. Rillaboom comes in and I go for Flame Charge and luckily one-shot it to win the battle with a little health left. I head to Route 9 where Team Yellow is causing some more problems and I have to take care of them once again. Another random guy gives us access to a bike that can be used in water. We are just getting really lucky with all these strangers being so kind to us. Once we reach Spikemuth, we have to battle Marnie to get in. Her team turns out to be a little annoying this time. Scrafty comes in and swaggers me, which makes me annoyed because I have to rely on RNG. Luckily, we don't hit ourselves 2 turns in a row to finish off her Scrafty and one-shot her Morpeko. It was now time to take on the 7th gym. But before we do so, I knew I needed a second Pokemon in my party to get into the gym. I decided to go catch a Magikarp and name it Useless so I could use it to enter the gym and use Splash in the Double Trainer battle. On my way back into Spikemuth, I accidentally ran into a wild Clobopus and freak out because I ran into a random full odd square shiny. You know I had to catch this for my shiny collection, which reminds me, shameless plug. Make sure you come out to our daily shiny hunting live streams we do at 6 p.m. EST. I would love to see you all there. Anyways, it was now time to take on the gym. At level 62, Scrafty's Intimidate made it to where I literally couldn't do any damage, so I knew right away I needed some more levels, especially since he basically one-shotted me. At level 75, made it to the Malamar, but same problem arose. I couldn't really do anything to him either. There was no way, even with luck, for me to make it through not only these two Pokemon, but also the Obstagoon and the Skuntank with my attack being lowered, so I grind up even more. Finally, at level 84, I could make some progress. I made it to the Obstagoon and went for an Electro Ball since I knew he was going for Obstruct and I couldn't have my attack getting any lower. The following turn, I follow up with a Double Kick and do just over half to him. Go for an Electro Ball again in case he goes for Obstruct, which he did, and then I finish it off the next turn with Double Kick. Skuntank came in and we have a close call. I go for Headbutt to try and flinch it, but I don't get it. He screeches harshly, lowering my defense. I follow up with another Headbutt, almost killing as he Toxics me. Then next turn I go for another Headbutt and he Sucker Punches me, taking me really low, but I finish him off. I fall to Aftermath though after killing him. Literally every time I battle this dude this happens, if you watch any of my other challenge runs. I don't get how this always happens, but technically it is still a win so we can move on. I thought that gym was tough, but I had no idea what the next gym had in store for me. So Raihan, the dragon type gym leader, loves his rock and ground types a lot, which is obviously super bad for me since I'm a fire type with no moves to take them out. Not only is this a problem, but his Flygon also sometimes will go for Breaking Swipe, which lowers my attack. Also, his Sandaconda has Glare, which can paralyze me and cost me the match. And finally, to wrap things up, his Gigalith has Rock Blast, which is a crap ton to my Scorbunny. This gym was not pretty at all. I tried so many freaking times and tried so many strategies. The best strategy I had for this gym was to Dynamax right away and go for Max Knuckles to boost my attack. I would also take out the Flygon first so he couldn't lower my attack multiple times. He also took 2 shots to kill, which I needed anyways to boost my attack as much as possible. I would then go for that Sandaconda next and one-shot him with Max Knuckle, as long as I was +2 in attack. Then I would undynamax when the Duraludon comes in, but if I was +3 in attack, I would one-shot him with Double Kick. I then would have the Gigalith to deal with, which I could, in theory, take out with a Double Kick. Well, no matter how much I tried, that Rock Blast from Gigalith would always hit multiple turns in a row and would hit us at least 3 times each turn. So whenever I would get to just him being left, he would finish me off before I could even attack. I kept grinding and trying. Eventually, being an annoyingly high level of 98, I got lucky enough to win. For some reason, the Gigalith decided to stop going for Rock Blast and instead go for Body Press, which did absolutely nothing. With some lucky bad plays from the CPU, I was able to finally win and move on with my life. I traveled through the icy mountains of Route 10 to make it to Winded. I headed straight to the stadium where I took on Marnie first. I basically headbutted my way through her whole team since we were too high of a level for her. Hop was up next and we showed him who is the dominant one in this friendship as we take his team out with ease once again. Nothing really important to go over in these battles since they were really easy for us. Right after this, it was time to play some hide and seek with some annoying Macrocosmos people. We battled them all super easy since all they have is steel types. We head to Rose Tower and battle even more of them there. They also fall really easy as you could guess. We then make it to the top of the tower and have to take on Oleana. Usually she's a pretty tough opponent, but since Scorbunny's attack is so high at this point, I'm able to run through her team. The only Pokemon that stood a chance was her Garbodor, but even he barely lived a hit from us. Right after, we finally meet up with Leon and the chairman, who obviously is up to something strange. After we get a good night's rest and headed to the stadium where once again it was time to take on some of the gym leaders. First up was Bede, who just looked so pathetic falling to flame charges and headbutts, so we picked up the win very fast. Next up was Nessa. Since we had Electro Ball and Scorbunny, this battle was much easier than the first time we battled her. I thought the Dreadnought was going to give us a little of a problem, but I found out otherwise as he fell to just 1 max lightning. Our next battle was against Alistair, who I thought could be a decent matchup. If I got Curse, it could screw me over, but we end up one-shotting the Curseless, so we avoided the problem. We got to the Gengar and one-shot him as well. These gyms are going way easier than the last time I battled them. It was time to battle Raihan once again, and oh boy, this man was annoying for a little bit. His Torkoal lives a max knuckle every time, even when I'm at level 100. Then he will always go for Yawn on turn 1 so I get put to sleep. So the max I could raise my attack is by 2. This caused me to lose a couple times since I would take too much damage in my sleep to last the rest of the battle. I was able to wake up early in one battle and headbutt my way through the rest of the team up to the Duraludon, who I double kick and destroyed. Right before I could battle the champion, the chairman himself goes crazy and we need to stop him. Hop and I go pick up the Sword and Shield and go back to Hammerlock to take on the chairman. Just like all the other Steel-type weaklings, he didn't stand a chance. I Dynamax on his second Pokemon to raise my attacks as much as possible and one-shot his whole team. After, it was time to stop Eternatus with the help from some friendly doggos and save the region. It was really funny seeing a small rabbit bounce his way to victory against a scary monster hand. Anyways, we save the world and have to battle the champion himself, Leon. So this battle went pretty well my first try. I knew the Aegislash was going to use King Shield, so I decided to go for Electro Ball so my attack wouldn't fall. The following turn I go for Flame Charge and take it down to yellow. He full restores and I get a high roll Flame Charge to kill. In comes Haxorus, who I knew had Earthquake. I also knew I couldn't do much damage to him. I decided to Dynamax early and go for Max Knuckles. I take it out in 2 turns as he takes me down to red with Earthquake. Up next was Inteleon. I went for Max Lightning and one-shotted him. I went back to normal Scorbunny as Dragapult came in. At this point I was +2 in speed and attack, so I went for Flame Charge since it was stab and it would do the most even though he resisted fire. I ended up one-shotting it too because of my +2 attack. Mr. Rhyme was next, who falls to 1 Flame Charge also. Lastly was his Charizard. My 2 moves that would do the most damage to him is Headbutt and Electro Ball. Both did about the same damage, even being +4 in speed by this point. Both of them do about max 85% health. So I ended up losing since he finished me off with 1 max Rockfall. Basically I did everything I possibly could to win this battle. I thought I was out of luck at this point because I wouldn't be able to get to him with full health. So in a final stitch effort I took a look at the moves Scorbunny can learn one last time. I noticed that the only move that could really do anything to this Charizard was Gunk Shot, so I decided to try this move out since it couldn't hurt to try. I go through the battle the exact same way as I did previously, except I go for Max Knuckle on the Inteleon to get +3 in my attack. I go for Gunk Shot, which is a physical attack on the Charizard. I freaking one-shot it. I did not think that would work. Like, it's not even super effective. I thought Electro Ball would be a way better move to go for, but it doesn't matter as I beat Leon with just Scorbunny to become champion and win the challenge. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate everyone's support on these videos because they take a very long time to make. Make sure to slap that like and subscribe button down below if you like this video. Also, comment suggestions on other challenge videos you would like to see from me in the future. With that, I love you all and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.